Did I say I had Lily where I wanted her? One evening, when I made one of my occasional visits to her apartment, wore a curious cat eat the cannery look. Her tongue was in her cheek, a favorite gesture of hers, and her eyes glinted strangely. "What do you think of my figure, Flynn?" she asked. I acknowledged my admiration. Standing there, she was the most beautiful woman of her day, without question. She picked up the phone and dialed a number. "I want you to talk to my doctor." I got on the phone. A voice said, "She's in great shape, Mr. Flynn. I want to be the first to congratulate you. And don't you worry, she'll have an easy delivery." Weakly, I thanked him. I turned to Lily. She was looking at me, tongue in cheek. She made a classic remark. "Flynn, you think you've screwed every dame in Hollywood, but now I've screwed you, my friend. You will have a child." About 3 o'clock one morning in Hollywood, during a heavy downpour of rain, the bell sounded. The servants were asleep in their own apartment in another part of the house. I went downstairs and answered the door. A bedraggled figure was standing on my porch. I couldn't make out who. I walked a bit as recognition grew. I waked a bit as recognition grew. "Jack!" "Well," said Barrymore, left eyebrow arched. "Aren't you going to ask me in for a drink?" "Sure, come in." I rushed into the bar and got a bottle. "Say when," I said as I poured. It was a large glass, and I poured it about a quarter of an inch from the top full of whiskey. "Cease," he said. "Soda." I rushed about and got the soda. He just waved the bottle over the whiskey. He sat hunched and miserable, like a drowned rat. "Navarre, have you perchance an old bed I can stay in tonight?" He drank and shook. That was the beginning. He stayed 3 weeks. The most frightening 3 weeks I had since I was in the New Guinea jungle. He was in domestic trouble, and he needed a refuge. My place seemed remote, just right, and Jack dug in. He took my favorite chair, the one I read in at night, and I never got a chance to use it. I never saw him read a book, yet his knowledge was wonderful. He would idly thumb through a book, put it aside, and talk. But he must have done much reading at some time because his knowledge was wide-ranging. Jack thought it was a waste of time to go to the bathroom if there was a window close by. During his visit, he took all the varnish off one of my picture windows that overlooked the San Fernando Valley. One day I complained bitterly. "For God's sake, look at the varnish here. Your piss has eaten away the paint. Can't you do it somewhere else?" "Certainly, my lad." He immediately went to the fireplace and let go there. The smell through the room was atrocious. He was growing unstable in many ways and close to breaking up. One night, I heard a horrible scream from the guest room. "Let me out, you bastard! Let me out, Flynn! You traitor! Let me out of here!" I jumped out of bed. My work about now was really going to hell, because most of the things that happened to him occurred during the night, and I had to get up about 6 or half past 6. Loaded, Jack had lost his sense of direction about his room. Intending to go to the bathroom, he made a wrong turn and walked into a clothes closet. Wandering around in the closet, in the dark, thinking he should be in the bathroom and unable to get out, he was helpless. Suddenly, he felt a tickling at the back of his neck. He was pounding on the wall and screaming when I entered his room. I let him out and calmed him. "Bats!" he kept exclaiming. "Your house is full of bats!" I tried to explain to him that the back of his neck had been tickled by coat hangers. People had learned that Jack was staying with me. Some strangers located my number and telephoned him. He answered. "Yes, this is Mr. Barrymore." "Oh, really? Are you alone, my dear?" "You have a beautiful voice." "How old are you?" "Really? Well, well, well. Now what are you going to do this evening?" He wound up by making an appointment. Now a beautiful voice can belong to somebody who looks like a crow. If it is an anonymous voice, that is generally the case. Jack rushed into my bathroom. He put on a magnificent brocaded dressing gown. He powdered himself all over with talcum. He powdered under the armpits, and he even powdered at the crotch. He brushed his hair and cleaned his teeth. He couldn't wait, like a young boy ready to go out on his first date.